What's up, guys? Welcome back to Charge the Game podcast. And Chrstie size, she must go. Okay? I mean, you don't come off of a historic moment with Caitlin Clark making history this past weekend only to just muck up the game. Chrstie size, are you working against Caitlin Clark? Are you working with the ops? Are you working with Angel Reese? Because this is a safe space. You could tell us. Of course, I'll tell everybody else, but you could tell me because this just makes no sense, man. And fans are in an uproar over Chrstie size right now, man. And they want her gone expeditiously. You guys get in here, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video. Let's get into this article. Fever fans crave Chrstie size firing for Caitlin Clark coaching decision during loss. Obviously, the Indiana Fever, it was a very disappointing loss, man. They got drugged. I think they were down damn near 20 points or a little bit over 20 points at some point in this game. And it just was it was ugly to watch, especially because of the whole playoff standing. And I just feel like, man, they cannot keep good momentum for nothing, man. And I know that this is something very foreign to Caitlin Clark because she's so used to winning at a high level, and to see all of this type of stuff going on, this type of disappointment, this type of losing, the mentalities of these players who seem to not take it as serious as her. I just feel like, man, it's just wild, especially with the stats that she put up tonight. I think she had 29 points overall, few assists, man, and she was killing it. You saw her trying to wield this team best she could, man, best she could. I mean, like, being aggressive as possible, especially the first three quarters where it seems like her teammates just did not show up. But I feel like at the end of the day, these women just don't have the motor or the IQ and the love for the game that Caitlin Clark has. But let's get into this, man. The Indiana Fever suffered a disappointing loss to the Washington Mystics on Wednesday. We all know that the Washington Mystics are one of the worst, if not the worst team. Were at home, and the Mystics were 5-17 leading into the game. The expectation was Indiana would secure a relatively easy victory. That did not happen due to inconsistent play and suspect coaching decisions by head coach Chrstie size. The Fever suffered an embarrassing loss that will set them back in the WNBA standings, and that's pretty much what all I care about, guys, because I'm rooting for Caitlin Clark to stay in the playoffs, man, because I already have an itchy feeling that they're going to try to give this Rookie of the Year award to Angel Reese. And I just feel like, man, like, if they stay in the playoffs, they may not be able to go far because they're so hit or miss. They constantly are dropping these dimes that Caitlin Clark is dishing to them, and Chrstie size is just in over her head. I told you guys that, honestly, they need a male coach. They need a male coach for Caitlin Clark, someone who is going to have her back and stand up to the women in the locker room and have her back on the court against the opposing team. I don't think that's Chrstie size, aka Sean Payton. I don't think that's her at all. One controversial decision size made was drawing up a play for someone other than Caitlin Clark during the game's final possession, which we saw this happen against the Chicago Sky game 3, where they drew up a play. I believe it was I think it was Aaliyah Boston with that shot. Yeah, it was Aaliyah Boston who messed that up, and I think that this play was what's her name, Kelsey Mitchell, and she's just literally not a good coach. Caitlin Clark, if you're going to lose, it should be due to Caitlin Clark missing the shot. But there is a slight percentage and chance that with her range, she would not miss the shot. And, I just know that this is very frustrating to Caitlin Clark and to the fans, as the fans want her out of there yesterday. And this is one of the remarks or comments from the fans where it says the only person who could stop Caitlin Clark is her coach, Chrstie size. This is at least the third time the game has come down to a last shot, and she hasn't even touched the ball. Atrocious coaching. I mean, I couldn't have said that better. She's just atrocious. I don't know if she thinks that she's playing like chess because that she knows everybody's going to, obviously draw their attention to Caitlin Clark, and that's going to leave somebody else open. But yes, I don't give a damn how much y'all practice this, giving it to another player. It should come down to the more talented players. What do we know about the NBA? Superstars win championships. Superstars are needed in those crunch time moments. Superstars are needed throughout the duration of the playoffs. And this is just crazy to me. Third fan said, dumb coach Chrstie Sides must be fired, and she's still taking Clark out for defense. Ugh. It's inexcusable for Clark not to, I don't know why I said it like that. It's inexcusable for Clark to not even touch the ball during the game's most important possession. And that's just what it comes down to with Caitlin Clark, man. If we see her at the post-game presser being nonchalant, it's like she didn't even want to talk. But I may make a separate video about that, guys, just to not make this one so long. At the end of the day, man, this is just, it's just not going to work. I mean, I don't think that Chrstie Sides has the guts to stand up, and face the attitudes of the women in the locker room. You see Alyssa Smith, she's freaking girlfriend with someone who hates Caitlin Clark. And I'm just like, man, like, that's just too much like outside noise when, everyone should be focused on the main thing, which is basketball. Also, this is a lesbian league, so there are going to be a lot of dramas. I mean, I feel like it's just a whole bunch of dramas going on within this whole organization. I feel like this league would be very differently, guys. I support, everybody, whatever you guys believe in, whomever you love. I understand that. That's your lifestyle. But I do feel like if this league, most of the women were straight, had husbands, I do think that this would be different. I'm sorry. I just think that this would be different because you have coaches who literally have crushes on the players. Players have crushes on the coach. They're liking other, players. You see a lot of women who get outcasted from the WNBA because they don't want to scissor with other women. And you see a lot of people mad at Caitlin Clark because she is heterosexual. She is traditional for the most part. And I just don't know if Chrstie Sides is the coach that can back her. Like, you know what I'm saying? You need a coach, preferably a male that's married with family, that can wrap his arms around her, and help her, support her. Because I feel like sometimes, man, Caitlin Clark mentally is just by herself. And she is under so much pressure. She is under so much scrutiny to where, like, these type of losses really do affect the mental, especially, guys. You guys just had a break. Everybody should have been charged up. They're setting this thing up to at least help. They made the schedule more easier for her to get in good playoff standing to be able to sustain and create slack in a schedule. But when you guys blow an easy loss like this, it only sets Caitlin Clark back. Let's look at these comments here where it says, even in the losing game, CC outplayed the entire team. And in my opinion, she still is a front runner for the Rookie of the Year award because she still leads in two very important categories, assisting the team to be better and scoring more points than any other rookie. And on top of that, it's just the fact that the record of this team is far more better than it was the previous years. You know what I'm saying? Like, does that go unbeknownst? Like, how? You know what I'm saying? You guys already know how I feel about the Rookie of the Year, so I'm going to just keep going. The coach is over her head. She is not the one to lead. And that just makes my case, guys. Like, these fans are going crazy. I found this online. Literally, they have a petition. They do not play about this chick, Caitlin Clark. They have a petition, 788 signatures already signed, and the goal is 1,000 to literally fire Indiana Fever's head coach. I don't even know how these things work. I mean, if they get enough, like, it's up to the owner at the end of the day. I don't think that she needs a freaking 1,000 people to for her to be convinced of what she sees. Like, you see that this coach is just not the coach. Maybe a high school coach is better for her in a suburban neighborhood. Maybe that's a better fit for her. This league is literally too rough for her, and she's in over her head, man. And she just needs to give it up. She's trying to be tough. She's trying to yell, and it just screams fraud to me, man. So you guys let me know what y'all think about Chrstie Sides, once again, letting the whole team down, especially Caitlin Clark, and not allowing Caitlin Clark to have the ball in her hand the last possession. This is the third time this has happened this season, I believe. You guys weigh in and tell me what y'all think about this. Should she be fired? Is this just a hiccup for the third time? Or should she just finish out the season and they start fresh next season? Let me know in the comment section like you often do. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. See you guys next time. Peace. Yeah.